Hey everyone, it's Carla from Travel With Me TV, and this is my first vlog ever. I wanted to talk about some travel tips that I've learned along the way. I mean, I've been traveling now for 4 years. So here's a little bit about me. My parents are from Argentina. They got married there, moved to Costa Rica for their honeymoon. They ended up staying there for 6 months. Then they went to Canada. So I've traveled a lot ever since I was a kid because I would always travel back to Argentina. When I was 23, I had been to Costa Rica and Argentina so many times. I decided, you know what, my friend, she moved to Europe because she was working in Europe, and I had never been anywhere other than Argentina, Costa Rica, obviously Canada, the United States here and there, and Mexico I had been once. I really wanted to go see Europe, and that's where my traveling all began. I went and I met my friend. She was living in Gex at the time, my friend Emanuela, which is right at the border of France and Switzerland. And I landed in Paris. I had 7 hours there, so I walked around in Paris by myself. Back then I googled all the different destinations, because we're talking like 4 or 5 years ago. I know it doesn't seem that long ago, but I didn't have the iPhone back then where you can, follow around on the GPS system. So I printed out the sheet of my Google Maps and I would just walked everywhere. Thanks to my friend moving to France, getting a job there, and then inviting me to come stay with her, that's literally where all my traveling started. So I think at that time I was probably around 22 years old. But by the time I turned 23, my friend Nabila and I, we were talking and we were saying, you know what, like before we turn 25, let's give ourselves a goal. So we both, I think actually, to be honest, I'm gonna give credit to Nabila because I'm pretty sure Nabila is the one who said this and I kind of just like went with it. But it was, we wanted to travel to 25 countries before we turned 25 years old. So I had been to 8 countries in my life. I wanted to hit 25 countries in the next 2 years. So I literally set off on an adventure and just went crazy, traveling anywhere I could, as much as I could. I was harassing my friends. Any chance I would, any ticket that I would see, if I saw a deal or something online, I'd be like, oh my God, call my friend, like, yo, Priska, let's go. Like, let's go on a trip. Like, there's this deal. And she would always be down, okay, let's go. Anyways, I'm rambling right now. This is not even what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to get at is my travel hacks that I've learned along the way through all my travel. So I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but it definitely happened to me and I almost freaked out. Where I was staying at, I realized I forgot to bring my actual plug for the wall. So I had the cord for my iPhone, but I didn't have the actual plug to put into the wall. So I was like freaking out because I'm like, I'm here for like 6 days. How am I gonna charge my phone? And I realized that the back of the TV that was in the hotel room had a USB like insert, and then I was able to charge my phone. So thank God. Also, after that, I mentioned it to my friends, and actually you can just call the front desk and ask them for a wall plug. They usually have one, so it wouldn't have been that big of a deal, but anyways, it's an option. You can always use your TV. So that would be my travel tip number 5. You're trying to fit a lot of stuff into a really small space. The best way to fold is actually to roll your stuff. Just roll up everything and you can literally fit so much more. One thing that I love to do, or one thing that I don't like actually, is when I travel, especially when I'm traveling a long flight, like for example, Ottawa to Dubai, it's like a 17-hour flight if you're lucky. But usually I can never find those types of flights because I'm so last minute. So it's always about like 24 hours, 27 hours until I get to my final destination. By the time I get there, I'm so exhausted. I open up my luggage and the luggage has that kind of like airplane or like luggage smell to it, the like plasticky smell. Put, those dryer sheets that you can get from any store that you stick in the dryer and it makes when you're drying your clothes, it makes it smell really good. I like to stick some of those in my luggage and in my carry-on. That way when I get to my final destination, I can open it up and it smells so good and so fresh. So I don't know if you've ever noticed, but when you're searching for, let's just say you really want to go to London. So you start checking your let's say Toronto to London, and you're checking flights, and you keep going on because you keep checking because you want to find the best deal, right? And you notice that the flights have gone up. Okay, so what I found is that these travel sites, they actually will notice when someone starts searching often for a specific flight, they will actually bring up the prices a little bit day by day. So what you have to do is every single time you sign in or you log on into your computer and you're looking for a flight, delete your history and delete your cookies. So if by deleting those two things, that website won't know your history, won't know that you were already there, won't know that you were already looking for this specific flight or hotel or what have you, and it'll show you the real results. I have not collected air miles. Can you believe it? I don't know if in the States it's the same, if you guys call it air miles, but basically it's a system where you can collect points while you travel, and then with those points you can eventually travel for free, and then you keep collecting. I have collected 0 points. My number one travel tip that I would give would be to definitely get air miles or any type of travel point system where you can swipe it on your visa, or you can collect points whenever you book a trip or whenever you book hotels and stuff like that. Definitely get one. Don't travel without it. Don't be like me, because can you imagine how many trips I could have gotten for free by now? But I've been paying for every single one of them. So yeah, definitely you want to get air miles. So those are my top 5 travel tips. I hope that you enjoyed them. Let me know, what are some of your travel tips? Leave a comment below. Please give this a thumbs up and please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.